I'm still here? Dark Legion member? Did you pull me onto the roof when the binding spell wore off? No! That was supposed to be my punishment. My payment for everything I did wrong. Why did you save me? First you took my wife, my only reason for living, and now this? What else do you want to take away from me? Punishment? Payment? All you did was apply a band-aid and try to run off like a coward. That voice, it can't be Hershey? I come home from my top secret mission to report to the king and find out not only is Nagas king, but you helped put him there? And now this self-sacrifice crap before I could even talk to you? What else have you been thinking? You want to bite my head off, but I'm just grateful you're alive. Legionized arm and all. They're just props. Fakes for my mission. I was playing the part of a Legionized Mobian with amnesia to try and gather intel from inside Robotnik's forces. Look, if you hadn't learned from your mistakes and tried to fix them, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. For now, let's just agree to take on whatever happens next together, okay? You're not alone. Okay, I'd like that. Well, that was a lot to process. That's one problem down, but now we have a power vacuum and we have to figure out what to do about my... Sally! Come quick! It's your father! We're here! What's going on? The crystal containing your father is starting to crack. We helped your friends blinded by Nagas and were guarding the crystal. Then this started. Oh, Max, will you shatter with the crystal? Don't worry, ma'am. I'm sure he'll be fine. Bunny is right. Max's vitals still seem to be stable. Quite good, in fact. Nicole broadcasted your confrontation with Nagas and Geoffrey to the city as well. The cracking started when Geoffrey finished his speech and the bright light faded away. Wait, something's happening. Whoa! Max? Dad? Don't worry, I'm fine. Wait, what? Fascinating. First, Bunny's lost limbs were regrown, and now Max's health seems to be in its prime. Before the void or poison, could the decrystallization process be... Max! Alicia! I can hold you in my arms again. Oh, Max, is this a dream? The true king! It's the king! He's healed! Dad! It's a miracle you're... Huh? Is that the crown? Is he becoming king again? The king is back to return us to better days. The crown? Hold it! Max can't simply become king again. There's a council now. Nobody can become king unless we'd allow it. Read the room, Hamlin. What do you... Huh? Get him! First he puts Nagas in power, and now he's trying to stop Max from returning. Quit it! I'm the good guy. Down with the council. Traitor! This is getting out of hand. Should we do something? Everyone, please calm down. This is way out of our jurisdiction, Sly. Fighting power-hungry sorcerers is one thing, but we shouldn't interfere with matters like this. It seems now more than ever. The city needs strong and unified leadership. I shall take that responsibility for the time being. However, since my son created the council, I wish to keep it together in an advisory role. You may have voted Nagas in, but you kept him in check the best you could. I would be honored to heed your counsel moving forward. The honor is ours, Your Majesty. Through the council, we still need to vote these changes into effect first, of course. All hail the king! He looks and acts like he did before the void, when I idolized him as a kid. Thank you, everyone. Please return to your daily lives. Well, that was exciting. Just a regular day for us, really. Oh man, I knew moving here was the right thing to do. Action right away. Who knows what will happen next? I wonder if they're still taking application for freedom fighters. She seems excited, Elias. Why not reveal yourself to your dad and really make her day? Oh, welcome to the town and good luck. Thanks. Time for some exploring. And risk the council having a civil war over which king should retake the throne? I don't think so. Let's wait until tomorrow, after he's officially king again. Wait! Hershey? I thought you were... Wait, Geoffrey? We thought you were in the void. Wait, Your Majesty, I have an urgent report for you. Believe me, this is quite awkward for me too, but I'm here thanks to Hershey. Your Majesty, I've come back from my undercover mission to report critical information for our survival. We don't have time to waste or... All I see is a traitor who needs to pay for his crimes. He doesn't get a free pass just because he removed the crook he put into power in the first place. Are you kidding me? I just said we don't have time for this. Do us a favor and shut up for a minute. Your Majesty, it's Robotnik. He's allied with 2 new villains and they're dangerous. They appear to have critical information about our bases and have already... Please, wait, Hershey. I don't want the citizens to hear and cause another panic. Oh, yes, sir. Rosemary, Isabella, call together the council. We need to finalize my reanointment as king so we can debrief and strategize. It would seem Nagas was only the least of our troubles. Yes, sir! With, almost unanimous decision, the council, in order to appease the people, agrees to place King Max into the role of true king, while the council will now operate in a more advisory role. Thank you, Rosemary. Now on to the next business. I shall pass judgment on the criminal Geoffrey St. Jones. Please bring the charges. I will now bring the charges, even those waived by the prior king. The defendant betrayed the kingdom by stealing a Chaos Emerald meant for the kingdom and used it to revive Nagas in order to overthrow King Elias and make Nagas the new king. He is also deemed an accomplice to Nagas leaking information to Dr. Robotnik, allowing him to try and assassinate Elias, resulting in massive injuries. Even though he thwarted the final act, he is also an accomplice in a plan to mind control the entire nation to Nagas' whim. How do you plead? I plead guilty for my actions. I just wish to explain myself before the verdict is passed. At the time, I was tormented over my wife's apparent death and wasn't sure what to do with my life. At the time, the kingdom also had a new king with little experience and a council made of civilians. At the time, Nagas felt like the obvious choice. Even when Sally and her group tried to convince me otherwise, I continued to help Nagas become king. But things changed soon after. Upon learning about his attempt on Elias's life and his plan to mind control the city, I turned against him. However, that is no excuse, and I have deep regret for what I did. I accept any punishment you have for me. Deep regret, you say? Very well. I think I know your sentence after hearing the advice of the council. I believe I should sentence you to life. No! A life dedicated to protecting this kingdom and the people within it. Wait, what? Does that mean... Now hold on a minute! You're not just going to pardon him like Nagas, are you? He's a criminal that betrayed us all! He thought he was doing what was best for the kingdom then too! The most lenient option should be life in prison! I didn't say I would pardon him. Also, don't worry. I said I would heed your counsel first. So let me just say this. If he hadn't tried to sacrifice his life to thwart and banish Nagas, he would have gotten life in prison, or worse. He's the reason Nagas failed and has proven his deep regret over his actions. Regret. I always believe it was critical for a king to have no regrets. Every decision carries heavy weight, and fixating on the past could lead to wasting time wallowed in self-doubt. For that reason, I always believed all of my decisions were the best available. Even this morning, I was assured that all of my decisions had been correct in my life. It was then I saw my daughter about to be hit by an attack and tried to sacrifice my life to save her, causing my life to flash before my eyes. After seeing my life up to now, I can say with absolute certainty, what a joke. I knew putting this fool back in power was a mistake. I can say with absolute certainty that I have regrets. Wait, what? Huh? Excuse me, Your Majesty, but what are you trying to say? Yeah, we just voted you back in. Are you saying that was a mistake? If it was the same me as this morning, that very well may have been the case. But I've been able to reflect on my reign as king and what led to my downfall. My first mistake was allowing my good friend, Nate Morgan, to exile himself. I knew he was a good man, but allowed it to keep the peace. My next mistake was sending my wife and son into hiding when we were being invaded, in order to protect the next heir to the kingdom. At the time, I had thought that mistake had cost both of them their lives. Perhaps my greatest mistake was taking in an injured overlander named Julian Kingtabor, due to still feeling guilty over Nate. In the end, he became Dr. Robotnik and betrayed me, sending me to the Zone of Silence, allowing him to begin his goal of world conquest. While in the zone, through madness and desperation, I vowed allegiance to Nagas to save my own life, while also handing over ownership of the kingdom to him. Eventually, Sally and her freedom fighters freed me, but my madness remained, leading me to attempt genocide on all of my own Robian citizens. It was only thanks to Sally and her group that these plans failed. Eventually, they managed to turn me back to normal, but in desperation to return to better times, I had decided to latch onto customs and traditions, treating Sally and Sonic horribly. I knew I was being unreasonable, but my pride wouldn't allow me to admit it. Pride getting in the way of rationality? I guess I know where I get that from. No worries, Sal. Water under the bridge. As my health deteriorated and my son took the crown, I thought it would be best for the kingdom to maintain the traditions of the past and talked him into potentially starting a civil war that would have ripped the kingdom apart. It was only thanks to Sally that they were able to reach a peaceful agreement. Honestly, my reign is filled with mistakes and failures, all with good intentions in mind. I didn't realize it until today. You could say today is not only the possible start of Geoffrey's redemption, but my own as well. My proposition is to promote Hershey to head of the Secret Service and to put Geoffrey under her supervision. Anything he does moving forward will be her direct responsibility. All in favor? He gives good speeches if nothing else. Though a life of mistakes and regret. Could I? No! No way!